Hey, it's the God Awful Gospel Hour, and we are back with Anthony Knight. We got a repeat guest.
Yo.
First returning stranger.
Yeah.
Yes, look at that.
We had a lot of strangers come in.
I should get like a medal or an award.
Yeah.
We're in the trophy generation. Look, I showed up twice. Where's my trophy?
All you have to do is talk about Star Wars and Tarantino movies with us, and we're like, dude, come back. Talk more.
Yeah,
Hang out.
Let's do it.
We're trying to put the cast together for some skits eventually once we
Okay.
get a camera.
Yeah, no, let's do it.
So we've had a bunch of guests, but yeah, we have to make sure they share the similar pop sensibilities.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what the fuck is up with my voice these last couple weeks, but it's like raspy as hell. We're gonna make it work.
You
Yeah.
sound like a cool smoker.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
get that Alec Baldwin going
Right.
on. Coffins for closes.
So what'd you do Monday? You went to Mike's?
Yeah, just let's see here. I was at Woodrow's. I was hoping to see you guys, but was there for a hot minute. Then went downtown, did some mics out that way. Creek in the Cave,
Nice.
Shakespeare's.
Shakespeare's
Axis,
is the
yeah.
holding area for Kill Tony now.
I guess so. I go there. I don't show up there till like midnight.
I used to
So
go there all the time in 2004. I had a roommate that had a crush on one of the girls, and my other buddy's best friend worked there.
okay, yeah.
That shit has not changed.
No, everyone there.
So-
They're cool people that work there. My roommate Leo, he took over the mic on Mondays. It's been 2 weeks since he's taken it over. It's
Yeah.
Nice.
pretty, people there all night. I'm like 1 o'clock in the morning. This place is still packed, so it's pretty impressive.
I used to bug Leo a lot about his mic in South Park. Or
Oh,
the-
the Moon
Moon
Tower.
Tower,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a fun spot.
Yeah.
Just had to, get the volleyball players on your side and shit.
Yeah,
Good
there's another
luck.
building. So there's a bar up north called Lala's, and it's decked out in Christmas decoration all year long, and they're opening one like literally a 8-minute walk away from here.
Oh, nice.
And so we're thinking about going in there and saying, hey, we'll build a stage for you if you guys want us to do a
we're
mic
gonna bother
here
them.
or
We're
something.
gonna bother them every day and also have a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta drink
some money.
the beer at the place where if you want to do something. How many beers do I have to drink for you to build a stage in the corner?
Yeah. When's that opening? I need to check when that's opening again. Maybe I'll be drinking again. I haven't had a drink since September 30th.
Nice.
I'm trying to end the year sober, so
There you go. Shit.
The
Almost there.
Anthony, you were last time you were here. We did a Star Wars episode.
Mm-hmm.
The Gendy Tartakovsky Clone Wars cartoon we were talking about then
Yeah.
just turned 20.
20 years
God,
now.
man.
So
God
that means
damn.
that I have to get a prostate check.
oh man.
That's
If you want to feel old.
right. 20 years. Shit.
Cartoon you were too old for and watched anyway when you
Yeah.
were 20.
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't have my license yet. Yeah, it was a while ago.
We were going to also, we forgot, I was trying to write down all the Star Wars bits that we'd done before and doing with you. We were doing one about the armorer, the hot lady from The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
The actress is
Yeah.
pretty nice looking. She has a nice voice.
She's the one that ended up working for the New Republic, right?
No, the armorer lady. You've removed your helmet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, you've seen her. Like, you've seen who she is.
Yeah, in real life.
Okay.
The lady that's the voice she's
Yeah.
nice looking.
Damn, I gotta check her out.
So I was gonna make a skit about her not want to fuck me because I'm Jewish. So she get my dick out and there's no foreskin, and she goes, "You've removed your helmet. You are Gentile no longer. I can get it back. I can jelk. What do you want me to do?
I like that. That's great.
You're dirty." The Worst Fest was going on. Have you been to Worst Fest ever?
I haven't. That's German.
It's in New Braunfels. It is a German.
Yeah,
thing.
it's in New Braunfels. It's kind of like their like Oktoberfest, but it's Worst Fest, so it's more around like sausages and this beer. I mean, you go there and you get completely
The
obliterated.
glass
Yeah.
boots full of
Some
Uh,
good food with it.
Yeah. Have you been to New Braunfels yet?
I've driven through there with Amazon. I
Yeah.
feel like you guys have talked about Worst Fest. We might have talked about it briefly. I was talking to somebody about it.
Well, we probably talked about stuff that's down there, but yeah. So yeah, New Braunfels is like it was a German settlement, like in the
There's a bunch of those around
1830s
here.
or something.
We're surrounded by weird old Slovak shit.
Yeah.
Austin is like
Well, I'm quarter German, so maybe I can fit in. You think I can fit in?
Go in there.
Worst Fest sneaks up on you. This
Yeah,
year
well, there's is it the Osthaus? There's a couple really good German restaurants in New Braunfels, but there's a little town in it's like a 2 intersections, and it's kind of off to the side of New Braunfels. It's called Green, Gruene,
Groening.
and there's the Green Hall is like a dance hall that's there, so it's like really kind of a famous spot for like country and more like singer-songwritery stuff. And then in that little town in Green, they have Wurstfest this time every year. It lines up with kind of Oktoberfest.
Everything looks very German
Is
Texan.
is right now going on still?
Well, it was last weekend. It normally goes a couple weekends, so it might still be going on now, or that might have been the last weekend.
Is all the architecture like Germany, Texany?
Yeah, the old the old school, the old downtown of theirs. Yeah, there's definitely some German influence to everything. And then of course there's Fredericksburg, which is a little bit further to the east, which is another. It's all German. Like lots of. If you want good German food, you go to one of those two places.
I love German food. Shit, I'll fuck up some sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Think of a more racist combo: German Texan, Irish South American, or South African. Irish South African.
We must go to the fatherland. Yeah.
So yeah, we had Wurstfest on the radar, and then we missed it. Snuck up on us, just like the German U-boats. You know, supposed to be on the radar, and then they sneak up on you. Have you been to any of the titty bars around here, Anthony? Yet?
Which one was it? Yellow Rose
Yeah.
once. In my life, I spent so much money at fucking strip clubs, and it's just like,
You weren't looking for ROI.
huh?
You were looking for return on the investment.
Yeah, and I get so wrapped up thinking that I'm gonna cash out, and I never do, and end up
That's how they get you.
losing $500.
It's like Vegas.
Yeah.
Andrew Yang's Poontang plan, Universal Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
They need to distribute the pussy for everybody,
Yeah.
so we can all have a little bit of it.
I
Gotta
come
ration
once
out the
again
pussy.
asking for your support. Yeah, dude, did you see that freaking senator from Oklahoma threatened to fight the head of the Teamsters the other day?
Okay.
Like in a Senate hearing or whatever.
That goes well. That's always
Oh,
gone well.
I might have
Yeah,
seen a
Bernie
clip
just,
on
like,
the
broke it up.
reels.
Yeah, and I guess the Teamsters guy had been tweeting like, "This guy's a clown. He's a fraud." And the guy was like, "You said that to my face." He's like, "I am saying that to your face." He's like, "We can step outside."
Stop
And
fighting.
the senator dude gets up to go like walk over and fight the Teamsters president. And Bernie Sanders is like, "You are a United States senator. You sit down right now." He had to like come in and be
Stop
the adult
acting
in the
like
room.
children. Don't be a fucking baby.
Yeah.
That's where we're going. That's where we're headed.
It's going to be freaking the House of Representing with freaking idiocracy shooting a gun. Sit your monkey ass down, like all that. It's going to be Camacho.
Just wait for Vince McMahon to walk into the.
Yeah,
fucking,
I know.
you
I mean, it
Balls
already
of
with Trump, it already is practically WWE.
Right?
That's
It
what it
really
is.
is,
It's like
exactly.
kayfabe and
Yeah.
wrestling. Baby face and
and
the
heels,
heels and
yeah.
all that.
They
Yeah.
wanted Rock for president. He said somebody approached him.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's probably the only person that like enough of the country would fall behind to like not, be a struggle to win the presidency.
The Rock
Wouldn't it
is
be
on,
great if senators had like theme walk-up music when they came up?
dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. The XTC is a really good titty bar here in town. It's BYOB.
Oh, it's
up on
dirty.
183. It's gross.
Somebody told me about one up north. I was doing comedy at Anderson Mill, and I guess one of the managers was there, and he said on Tuesdays they do like it's like $120, but you get like a 36-ounce prime rib and a
Okay.
bottle of some sort of vodka or tequila. So I forgot the platinum something. Have you heard of this?
Is that the club name?
Yeah, I have. He gave me business cards, but that was the one I was thinking about. But ecstasy is BYOB.
Yeah, it's dirty. It's a dive bar. But It's a
Okay.
titty bar. And there's punk bitches in there with like a fishnet on and stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, BYOB means fully nude.
Yeah.
So it's one of the fully nude ones.
Every time I go, I'm kind of broke. It's for like a bachelor party or a friend, and I'm like, all right, I'll go along, whatever, celebrate.
Yeah.
So I don't ever do dances or anything. I've always just been too Jewish to spend money on like gambling or stocks. Or,
Gambling will fuck me up.
I don't believe in disposable income.
Yeah.
It's all
What is
going
this?
somewhere. It has to all be
Pure
budgeted
platinum
down to the
Gentlemen's
penny.
Club. Club Platinum.
Club Platinum. That might be it.
So I always end up
That's
with
up
girls at
north.
XTC just sitting on my lap talking to their friends while they're doing dances, which is like a discount.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Like I get to touch your butt
Yep.
because you are renting my lap, and then we're even.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I went. So last strip club where I spent hundreds of dollars was in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I would. So we had went to. Y'all been to Memphis?
No.
Okay. There's like a Beale Street, which is like a mini Bourbon Street. You been there?
I've been to Tennessee. I'm trying to remember if we went through Memphis or not. I can't remember.
Knoxville.
Once
Yeah.
you start to see a
Nashville.
lot of black people, you're in Memphis.
Okay.
Nashville's white, like on the east.
Yeah,
and-
right, yeah,
and Memphis West. Yeah.
Right.
But we just went out to Beale Street to have a couple drinks, and then some of our coworkers, younger than us, said, "Yeah, come to the strip club." And I was like, I just spent my whole paycheck at the fucking strip club. It was our last day at work before coming back to Austin, where I was supposed to save money, and I gave it all to Candy and Mercedes.
Yeah.
You want to watch them fall off the pole and go, my tits. I hurt my tits. Those are the money makers. So Marvel has just dropped the What If trailer for season 2. We're doing nerd news. Holy Tifa's tits.
Oh, are you doing nerd news?
Yeah.
I got some nerd news.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead with your what if.
Did you watch Marvel What If?
I don't.
Okay, it's really good. It's a moving comic, basically. It's
I'm
the
a
Watcher.
failing nerd right now.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You've removed your helmet,
I have,
and you are nerd no longer.
I got to go into the sea of nerdery. And,
So yeah, Disney Plus has a show called Marvel What If. It's the same as the Watcher comic.
Okay.
The big bald guy that knows about all the branches of the multiverse.
yeah.
They dropped the trailer today, and it was kind of Christmas themed, but it said it was starting on December 22nd, and they're putting out an episode every 9 days, that's not Christmas.
No, not, yeah.
That's Hanukkah.
Yeah. Once again, fucking up shit, you know?
Tightly budgeted.
Yeah.
Every day you get one episode, and not everything just on the 25. I went to school with a Jewish kid, and he brought in a fucking huge transformer every one of the 9 days. I'm like, I get one of those big presents. You get 9 big presents. These are rich Jews they had in Virginia. I don't know if you're familiar.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, even Maryland in like the Potomac area, like Potomac into Virginia, like
Yeah.
that northern Virginia, yeah. Money out there.
I got a buddy with a vial of water from the Potomac with all his minerals.
Oh,
You
shit.
open it up, it smells so powerful. It's like dropping a stink bomb.
Oh, damn.
And it smelled like that after 3 days. When he
Damn.
got it, it's 25
Still has,
years.
yeah.
It's nasty.
Talk about some, yeah. some
It sat there and
fermentation.
it matured. Yeah.
So yeah, Disney Plus has gotten Loki just ended. I watched the end of Loki. I enjoyed it. He's not the god of mischief anymore. He's now the god of stories.
I thought he was the
Oh,
god
shit.
of time. I think now he has to sit
Yeah.
on a throne and
Yeah, he's the
control all the multiverse or something. Is how they ended it.
Yeah, he decided to be a good guy and not fuck
Yeah.
with people anymore.
Yeah.
But usually they keep another show going. There's either Marvel or a Star Wars
Star
show
Wars, yeah.
going on Disney Plus at all times, or at
So-
least they would announce something. I thought they
Yeah.
would have announced Skeleton Crew by now.
Little dry. Writer strike, maybe?
Yeah.
Mm.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
probably
Jewish,
the 2 strikes had to do, and then
Yeah.
maybe there was a little bit of examination that they did after that new South Park episode. Did you see that last South Park, that Pandaverse?
No, they went in on them.
Oh man! So it's all about Kathleen Kennedy,
Okay.
and
yeah.
Cartman keeps having nightmares that all of them have been replaced with diverse women who are gay and complain about the patriarchy the whole time. And he says he keeps having these visions of Kathleen Kennedy, but this Kathleen Kennedy is Cartman with like Kathleen Kennedy hair, and she goes, "Put a chick in it, make it gay, make her lame." It's just constantly going on.
shit we've been talking about for a year.
Yeah,
but they've kind of validated
the kind
it.
of complaints that people have had for the past few years about like all these geek franchises and all that, and it just really hit home. Like whenever South Park is saying it and satirizing, what your company's doing.
Well, that validated it, and then Marvel's not doing well validated it.
Right. So mine is that I have been just
Humping the
wrapped.
internet.
I've been just following the release of the Marvels.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it's one of those. The same thing has happened in the comics that is happening right now in the movies.
They ran out of ideas.
Which is it's that they're trying to force things that people aren't interested in.
Rudy
right?
Huxtable's
With
not cute
recycled
anymore.
ideas.
Yeah, it really, and I got to say, it did start with the first Captain Marvel movie.
It happened when Rudy Huxtable wasn't cute anymore, and they got Olivia.
Yeah, yeah.
And when they jumped the shark.
Like it's like the Poochie,
Fonzie.
like from
Yeah.
Simpsons, or whenever they brought in Cousin Oliver
ran out of ideas.
in the Brady Bunch, or they always bring in a little kid that's supposed to be cute that's
They
annoying.
start grasping at
They
straws.
They say
What
Scrappy.
do we do?
Scrappy and Scooby Doo was the Scrappy Doo.
Oh, Scrappy.
Everybody's
yeah.
like everybody hated Scrappy. They're
Yeah.
like, shut up,
This
Scrappy.
is why the news isn't true anymore, because they ran out of ideas.
Yeah.
And it's just going, anything. Crazy, spectacular stuff.
Well, the thing is, there's plenty of people with great ideas, but they're not getting a seat at the table.
Right.
No.
Right.
It's like recycle bullshit.
Right. So when the Captain Marvel movie came out, sure it made $1 billion, but it made $1 billion because it was between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, they had
and
their
that stinger at the end of Infinity War made it like, oh, Captain Marvel's the key to all this.
They had a mandatory trailer.
Yeah.
Everybody had to watch the trailer of the movie.
and so
That's wild.
and so it did make $1 billion, but now we're seeing what the strength of that actual character and the other characters, the Mrs. Marvel and all that are, and it has just been a horrible flop. And we kind of knew it was going to be bad because it was originally supposed to come out in like end of February, early March, and they moved it back to July, and then they moved it back to November, and like constant reshoots, rewrites, editing, all that, and so now it's just absolutely flopping. And there was just a Variety article that came out about like how the MCU's in trouble. They haven't been making the money that they thought they've been way overspending. They had that whole thing with their the special effect. They really crunched the special effects people, like the effects
Bob
houses.
Iger just came out today and said they were too much quantity over quality.
Right.
Which you could do both. You're fucking Disney.
Right,
You
well-
hire everybody.
You don't have to worry.
But if you go back, the last year he said the same thing, and the year before that he said the same thing, and the year before that he said the same thing. So a lot of it's just kind of corporate
And
speak.
it was all his idea to begin with.
But I think this is the first one. Well, I mean, so Ant-Man, that new Ant-Man movie didn't make.
Yeah.
It
Quantumania.
kind of flopped, or it didn't. It did not have the reception that they wanted.
that was the third one.
What's the
one that
last Marvel
Yeah.
movie you've been to the theater to see? That you couldn't wait to go buy a ticket?
Shit, it might have been
Because it used to be
Infinity
like you
War.
gotta go to the theater for it.
for Marvel.
Yeah.
It might have been Infinity War. I know Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
That might have been the most recent one.
Okay.
So I like that. Even that one wasn't. I still enjoyed it.
It had
but
Shuma
you-
Gorath from the game, from
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Remember
Yeah,
that thing
yeah.
with all the tentacles?
Mhm. Yeah, that motherfucker was like freaky ass character.
Yeah, I think around the time
you
that
get
like
your
the
nerd pants back. Now you know who Shuma Gorath is.
Yeah, I got one leg in, but it's,
I think around the time like Endgame and all that, Doctor Strange was my favorite out of all the Avengers or whatever.
yeah.
The second one that was kind of cool. There was some cool. There was some neat Sam Raimi type stuff in it.
Yeah.
But it was one of those where it's like once you start doing multiverses, nothing really means anything because you
Exactly.
can always just bring in another version of the character or whatever.
It's like Rick and Morty, but I mean because they
Yeah,
are
yeah.
more making fun of it.
Well,
they can keep going.
Funny enough, after Rick and Morty got big, Marvel started hiring a bunch of Rick and Morty writers.
Oh,
Make it
But-
weird. Make it gay.
Yeah, but they're all those like goofy, quirky, "Ooh, we can subvert all that kind of writing. And the last one I watched in theaters was the second Black Panther movie, and
Okay.
it was long and dull and boring.
Yeah.
And
I like the song. When they went underwater, that was awesome. I liked the one song. That was the only good part I remember.
I didn't like how they did Namor. I didn't like the only good part of that is whenever what's her name takes the flower and you have the hallucination.
yeah.
And then instead of seeing like T'Challa, she sees freaking Killmonger.
Yeah.
And Michael B. Jordan showing up and like his charisma on the screen for that
So,
like
bitch.
5 minutes, I was like, oh hell, now this is good.
That was a good. Yeah, that was probably the best scene of the
but
movie.
oh God, whenever she actually wore the Black Panther suit, she looked like a twig. She looked like you could break her over your knee. She's sitting here fighting Namor. So yeah, now I don't think so. They canceled all their movies for next year, except for Deadpool 3. That's the only one that's actually going to come
the
out
Marvels
next year.
had a low opening.
And I think behind the scenes they just know they're in trouble,
Which
and they're
is
like,
usually my favorite part of a woman is the low opening. But it didn't work out very well for them this time. And they announced the Zelda movie, live action.
Oh shit.
yeah.
So
But
Sony
it's
and Nintendo are working together.
but it's Avi Arad, the guy who did all the bad Spider-Man spinoffs.
Javi Harat.
And I assume he probably has something to do with this new, more girl Spider-Man movie. Did you see the
yeah.
trailer for Madam Web
I have
today?
not.
Oh,
It dropped today.
it looks like the number one comment I saw online after the trailer was, why do all the Sony Spider-Man spin-off movies look like they were made in 2007? Because they all look like that kind of like in between the Spider-Man movies and like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Remember when they made the
Peter Maguire, the Maguire and Tobey Maguire, and then
yeah, after those got famous, they started making, okay, let's make all these other movies, but they made the Ben Affleck Daredevil
Yeah.
or an Elektra and all those just
Fantastic Four.
the Fantastic Four. They're just kind of mid 2000s.
That was like
kinda
the
cheap.
X Men
It looked
dynasty.
like
X Men
Desperate.
was the only one to do it right during that
Yeah,
time. I feel.
yeah.
Mrs. Venom, what's it called? Madam Web?
Madam Web, and Sydney Sweeney's in it as one
Hell
of the
yeah.
other Spider-Men.
Yes.
So we got her doofy face.
I'm going to buy my first Hot Toys $200 action figure. So
You
I
said
can
Mrs. Venom. That's a little redundant.
Madam,
right? Just go with Venom.
Yeah, I can't wait. If it's got her in it with tights on, I'll take it. I'm sold. They try to make the
it looks
trailer
really
looks like
bad. It looks really bad.
the trailer just looks like chicks hanging out, man. They're just
It
hanging
looks-
out, chicks
it looks
having
like
fun.
chicks trying to be cool and funny and.
Yeah, it's Death Proof. We're not allowed to talk about it, but it looks like Death Proof. Look how cool these chicks are.
Now maybe if Tarantino directed it, it would be nicer. But so there's a line in the trailer that I think just is awesome, and it is. I've seen that man before. Ezekiel Sins. He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders before she died.
My boyfriend is a huge fan. Why do we need to mention all this stuff? Also, the lady studied gorillas and is a scientist, and she's so smart. What's her name? The gorilla
Jane
lady.
Goodall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Jane Goodall. So, Zelda movie. We're hoping Michael Cera gets to be Link.
That would be good.
You have a dream casting for Link.
Um,
There's so many fairy boys these days. Because how do you
Timothy
pick one?
Chalamet.
Yes.
Sarah would be good.
To pick a they them.
Did you see that show on Netflix about building Uber? Who's the cat that? Damn, but he would be a good Link possibly.
Okay. Is he Slight?
It's not Jake Gyllenhaal. He's probably too old to be Link.
Did you play? What was the marriage simulator Link? Where there's a lady following him, going, "Hey, listen!" the whole time. Remember that Link game? Hey, listen!
Are you talking about Jake Gyllenhaal or Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yes.
Yeah, he was in the Uber movie.
Yeah. Is that a
Yeah,
movie or-
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's like 40.
Twilight Princess? No. Majora's Mask. Which one has the fairy that follows him around?
Oh,
Yes.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And I guess that's Majora's Mask.
You don't need to get married.
Navi.
You played Ocarina. You know
Yeah.
what it's like. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Just have a girl following you around all day. I would play Death Stranding for like a walking sim, like a chill game.
Mhm.
But recently I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima because it's way prettier. It's just ancient Japan.
Oh,
In
wow.
between
Oh, wow,
Tarantino movies, I'm playing a kung fu game, but staying out of trouble and just walking through the fields.
Just living life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking at people cutting up.
Interact.
Yeah. Look, I'm a role player or whatever. And then the Invincible came out the other day. That was a game that it was a trailer everybody's looking forward to. If you liked Scavenger's Reign,
Yeah.
apparently it's a Stranger in Strange Land, $30 on PlayStation. You're stranded on a planet. It's one of the Polacks that made The Witcher originally.
I thought. Wait, did you say Invincible?
No, there's the Invincible Season 2 on Amazon.
Right.
But there's a video game called The Invincible.
Oh, the Invincible.
It's a
okay.
first-person exploration space thing.
All right.
Oh shit.
It was
The
mixed in with.
Invincible.
We'll have to watch the trailer.
So yeah, I do have a recommendation you should check out. Is Scavenger's Reign on Max
Oh my
or on
God.
HBO.
So
Okay,
good.
perfect.
It is awesome.
Do all the drugs first, and then
Okay.
watch.
Yeah, it's very trippy. I don't know if you've ever
Drugs,
watched.
yeah, right.
It's a little bit like that the show Primal that Tarkovsky about the caveman who teams up with the dinosaur.
Okay.
Because every episode, it's like, what crazy thing am I going to see today for this episode?
Yeah.
And it's basically about
Hyper-detailed.
it's pretty much about people whose ship gets hit by a solar flare and they have to evacuate onto this planet, and the planet is one of those where like everything is evolved to like do body horror to
Yeah.
you.
Oh shit.
Like, so
yeah.
it's really cool. It's,
Damn. Okay.
The animation's really neat.
There's an existing cellular ecosystem that's not 100% human friendly.
Yeah, right.
Anything you do, you get infected by something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's really hyper detailed line art, zoomy, any tiny things.
Okay.
It's
Scavenger's
just one of
Ring.
those- Yeah, Rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hell yeah.
What do we think about Bill Burr's wife flicking our president off?
Oh, I think that's already over. I think that because Bill Burr
He ignored it.
understands.
'Cause he did a podcast without talking about it?
Yeah, he knows what happens whenever you do something that gets you a lot of backlash. Is you do not acknowledge it,
Engage, yeah.
and within 3 days,
It's
everybody moves on to
Recycle,
something else.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus.
I'm
Yeah.
sure Biden probably doesn't even remember it. So
Yeah.
he's good.
Hey, I heard that girl.
No, it was, they were at the UFC fight, and Trump showed up. And I guess on camera, Trump was walking in front of Bill Burr and his wife, and his wife goes,
Oh, it's the
at him.
Trump. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And so, sure enough,
It's not our president.
all of right-wing Twitter just absolutely absolutely screamed about it.
I used to flick off the cops all the time in Virginia, and
Mhm.
my girlfriend at the time would yell at me, "Don't do that." I was like, "It's not illegal.
Yeah, it's not
Free
illegal.
speech.
I mean, yeah, you just better be careful.
You shouldn't give them any more reasons to
You get-
fuck with you."
You probably
but-
have a few extra fingers to give than I'm allowed.
Yeah. Somebody got pulled in like 2 years ago, pulled over for flicking off the cops, and then it went to the news that it got overruled, Second Amendment,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I emailed the link to my ex-girlfriend from 20 years ago. I was like, "I told you." I won an argument 20 years later. I've been having that argument in the shower for 20 years.
If you weren't married, she would owe you a blowjob. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
It's time to cash in.
There you go.
But yeah, I wouldn't. Don't flick off the cops. Did you guys?
A cop can ruin your day
Yeah.
if they want to. Like they can do all kinds of things that
They have a
will
gun.
make things very
They can ruin more
inconvenient
than
for
a
you.
day if they're really pissed off.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
My parents told me, yes sir, no sir, get the fuck out of there. They have a gun. They're a human. They could be in a bad mood.
So back in Montgomery County, I was drinking more than I should have when I was driving. Got pulled over for suspended license.
Just gotta get on that beltway. You'll never get.
No,
you.
this was off the beltway, like neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
I thought for sure it was like, oh, this isn't gonna end well.
They get money.
Yeah, he let me
get
just
all
park
of
the
them.
car and walk home. It was like half a mile. So that was you didn't even have to take a test or anything.
You ever get a ticket in DC?
Oh, nice.
Oh, all the time.
200, 300 bucks.
Yeah, for parking or just being over the line,
Yeah, insane.
the intersection.
That's because they're an autonomous collective or whatever the hell. They're not
Yeah.
a real state.
It's
so
fundraising.
they're
Yeah,
only-
that's how they get their
they're
taxes.
supporting their
Yeah.
nonprofits.
got
Did you guys watch
cameras
the Improv Anniversary Netflix thing?
I started it. It's on my list.
It's good. It's got a lot of
yeah.
flashbacks.
Yeah.
I lived in an apartment in Orlando that had free improv. It was down the road from the Orlando Improv.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just one of the perks of the place. You get free tickets to the improv. I saw Mitch Hedberg there.
Wow. Yeah.
It was 2 drink minimum, so you still had to like give
Pay
them some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Stephen Wright there. I saw a bunch of people there. Orlando was where I lived before here. When I
Mhm.
lived in Florida, it was the most fucked up year of my life. I had 8 jobs at once. I lived at the
Shit.
beach. I lived with this guy and his sister, and then he moved out. She moved her 2 friends in, and so I lived with 3 girls. And then one of my 8 jobs was delivering cocaine, which I didn't know that it was that. I was working at the Surf Shack, and they had those scooters they rent out to tourists.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you have to drive them around and get the charge back for the next day to plug them in or something.
Yeah.
So then the owner of the store was like, take this bag to this lady since you're driving around anyway, go down the road. And I was like, okay. And I got there and she was pissed. Where the fuck have you been? I was like, what's in the bag, Steven? He was like, I told you not to look in the bag. If you want to keep delivering bags, I'll pay you with one of the bags. And I was like, okay. Then I can look in the bag when I have my own bag. He was like, yeah. So I did like 8 more times. Everyone was pissed. Where the fuck have you been? I think it was meth. I thought it was
Yeah.
meth or speed because all these people were acting.
Yeah, exactly.
I got home, it was just Coke. So I had 3 female roommates. I was like, do you guys want some Coke? And then they were all like, no, Coke makes me slutty. And then they
It's like,
all
here you go.
individually came to me later, like, can I have some Coke? I was like, I heard about you. We're going to have to keep our eye on you, boy. Orlando rules. And the DC Improv was awesome, too. I don't know if you ever went to that one.
I haven't performed there, but I've been to some shows, showcases, and I was supposed to go up before the pandemic, and then when shit shut down, I was just
Yeah.
on like their open mic
Yeah.
list, but it would have been a cool thing to just get up and do.
It's still near the Titty Bar, right?
Huh?
The
Yeah,
Improv
it's
is
in-
around
yeah,
the corner
it's-
from Good Guys. Used to be Good Guys.
I'm not sure if it's still there or not. I know
Okay.
the landscape's changed a lot since I've haven't been
Yeah.
back, or since I've been back.
Big Hunt is a comedy place now. It used to be a karaoke place.
Yeah, Big Hunt. That's a big place. DC Underground runs everything through that.
Okay.
That's them and Capitol Labs are kind of like the 2 heavy hitters as far as.
Didn't
places.
DC just start to feel like a wannabe New York after a while?
Yeah, there's
Like,
a lot
this
of.
isn't Chinatown. This is a fake Chinatown.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where you get the bus to New York to go to the Chinatown.
That's exactly.
Real
That's
one.
the only reason why they call it that. You got that and the Washington Wizards. in Chinatown.
Yeah, and the monuments are just in the way of everything eventually. You know,
Yeah,
if you live there, you're like,
traffic.
fucking, I got to get around this whole field.
Yeah, driving around the circle of the monument, and it's
Yeah.
like you're not even
They
paying
make
attention.
jacked up ass roundabouts around everything.
Yeah,
so
what's
you
the
get
one that they talk about on the American president all the time that they got stuck at whatever circle? That
DuPont.
DuPont Circle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Ian MacKay and Henry Rollins worked at the Haagen-Dazs. Ian MacKay's from Minor Threat. Henry Rollins from Black Flag. They're punk.
Mm-hmm.
Late 70s, early 80s. DC was like the punk
Like the spot-
capital of the
yeah.
world.
Damn.
That's where Fugazi is, all that shit. So those 2 guys, there's old pictures of them at Haagen-Dazs, and I always wanted to go there. And my mom was like, no, they're rude, and it's in the gay part of town. And we had to go to Ben's, whatever, the ice cream place in Georgetown instead. How would you fix Marvel, Anthony?
I don't even know if it's fixable with it being under the Disney umbrella,
Yeah, you're
like
not
that
Jew-
and Star Wars. It's
You're not Jewish enough. You're German. You're too German to fuck with our...
Yeah.
Stay away from our stuff, Germany. I would kill them all and start over.
just exterminate all of Disney right now.
We will make
Put
the
'em
company
on the
Aryan.
Put them all on the choo-choo train.
Yeah, that's what I said last week. As I said, I would go back in time 5 years or 4 years to in game,
Mhm.
and I would say stop
Yeah.
for like 3 years. Don't do anything.
Create a hunger.
But
No,
unfortunately, that doesn't make the Disney stock price go up a few bucks per
Mhm.
share for the shareholders.
For
So
sure.
They can't make up for being an abusive husband for this many years. You can't just go, I'm sorry, baby.
Yeah.
You beat me up for 4 years. What am
Yeah.
I supposed to do with that life?
Yeah, no, you gotta keep,
Fuck my life up.
yeah.
beating her.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Disney's just going to keep slapping their dicks in our eyeballs, and we got to go, okay, can I have another Wolverine movie? I'll take it. I'll take Deadpool. I'm glad they didn't cancel Deadpool Wolverine. That was like the only thing I was looking for.
They don't mean it. They're a good company. They really love me.
I'll let 'em
Next
back in.
movie will be good. I swear.
You know,
I'll
my
let 'em move
sister's
back
been
in.
to Disney. In the last year alone, she's been to Disney World 4 times.
Damn.
Like, she's obsessed with this shit, and I'm just now she wants to watch Star Wars now, and she'll call me. I've been trying to get her to watch Star Wars our
Yeah.
whole lives.
Yeah.
Now that she's a Disney fiend, she wants to act like she knows what what's going on. Except she started her Star Wars journey with Episode 6 of the Obi-Wan series. I'm like, that's not where you start any of this shit. Like the reuniting of Vader and Obi-Wan is what you like. Yeah.
I want to get into Scorsese. I'm going to watch The Last Waltz.
Yeah. Watch The Irishman and start there. Yeah.
So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has been rated T for teen because of pools of blood and deep cleavage,
Mm-hmm.
which is the best kind of cleavage.
Yeah. Deep cleavage, huh?
Deep, nasty.
I guess you see. I guess
There's
you probably see some
bodacious
Tifa
beach
cleavage,
bods. Apparently somebody says bodacious beach bods.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Because you probably go to Costa del Sol or whatever.
And then they said they're going to lead right into Advent Children somehow, the story
Okay.
at the end of the trilogy. This is Donnie's Bible, is Final Fantasy VII.
That's your shit, Final Fantasy. That's the biggest one, right?
It's the one with the most
Yeah, that's
interesting
the-
lore.
Yeah, that's the one that really blew him open and made him big. But
Steampunk. It was the steampunk one with the guy with the big sword and the yellow spiky hair.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Was the big college hit.
Yeah, so I have a shirt actually that is the Final Fantasy VII logo, but the logo is the Death Star.
Yeah.
Instead of the meteor, it's the Death Star.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty
So
cool.
it's like, yeah, that's me. That's
Yeah.
like Star Wars and Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, yeah, this is the #1 South Austin Star Wars Final Fantasy comedy podcast of all time.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
There
in the
we
world.
go.
We,
Shout out to
we
y'all,
certified
man.
ourselves.
Yeah.
We
There you
made a
go.
whole seal and a stamp and then a website.
We need to find a guest who is a black lesbian disabled woman,
Gay.
so that it can be the first black lesbian disabled woman on the #1
One.
South Austin comedy podcast.
Star Wars Final
Star Wars
Fantasy.
Final
centered around Star Wars and Final Fantasy.
Damn, that's a lot of boxes.
The
y'all
more
would have right
specific you get, the closer you get to #1.
there. Yeah.
The more
There's
things
nobody
you say, that
competing
you go,
with that.
yes, at the end.
I mean, you know what the golden rule of Pokemon is? The more rare they are, the more valuable they
Yeah.
are.
There you
So
go.
Mythical.
we're doing that, but for people.
There you,
So
if you go down to the, what Congress, you might find what you're looking for.
yeah, we could find a few of
Yeah.
a few rare Pokemon,
Yeah.
a few Pokeballs. Just
Yeah.
kick them and they'll open up.
Keep having strangers over here. It's going to find us.
Yeah, I know.
Eventually.
All right, let's take a break here real quick. And
Cool.
we'll be right back. Okay, we're back.
Show me some of it. So they announced Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yep.
They're gonna make it gay and lame.
Oh, they definitely are. No, they already had a thing coming out. They had a thing, a release, like an interview or something, like a few months ago, last year, sometime, saying something about they wanted to make it less fratty and not punching down and all that. I'm like, oh,
Come on, that's what makes Grand Theft Auto.
I know.
fucking
They've done
great.
such good
Come on.
things. They had
Yeah,
Cat
right.
Williams,
Well-
Ricky Gervais,
Right,
David
yeah.
Holmes, DJ Shadow. They had a lot of good music. I found out a lot of new favorite songs.
100%
Playing that
off-
game.
yeah, yeah.
Vice City.
But none of like the main like 3 or 4 guys that had been responsible for everything up through Grand Theft Auto 5, they're not there at the company anymore. So I don't think it's. Did you ever play any of the Saints Row games?
I did, yes.
So this Saints Row reboot came out and absolutely flopped
Yeah.
because it was like the same kind of thing. It was like some of that more forced crap that like nobody's interested in or whatever.
Strong and brave, everybody.
Yeah. I just feel like, well, I mean, Grand Theft Auto, it's gonna sell no matter what because of the name.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But
I'm
I just
going to
don't
buy
think.
it, and you're going to be angry with me that I bought it. I'm going to buy the $100 special
Yeah.
premium.
Yeah.
All the DLCs
Yeah,
that are
that was that South Park episode.
I still have my keychain. I bought my Rockstar keychain I
There
got
you go.
from
Keep
the
free merch.
GTA 4.
That South Park episode where Tyler Perry shows up and starts going, "Oh my lord," and doing like a Medea thing, and Token keeps laughing and then giving him money,
Yeah.
and then they keep telling him, "Token, if you don't stop giving Tyler Perry money, he's never gonna go away." That's how I am with Josh on video games. I'm like, if you keep giving them money, the video games aren't gonna get any better.
Wasn't Bob Iger in Family Guy? He pulled up and he was like, "I'm dizzy. Bring money." Yeah, I'm gonna get all the GTAs. I don't care.
Is it what in Vice City? Is that where it's gonna be?
I think it's a Caribbean, Florida, combo.
Nice. Okay.
I used to come home from work and play 4 in slow mo, throwing grenades out the window in downtown New York for just hours. Just smoke a bowl and put it on slow mo and listen to David Holmes.
Oh, nice.
And throw grenades out the window and watch police legs fly off. Through the air. Oh, it's beautiful.
I didn't play much of 4. I got it on the Xbox 360 back when it came out, but I played a little bit of it. But I played a lot of 5. I really liked 5.
5 was good. Really good.
I mean, I wanted more single player stuff to come out, but they pivoted to the multiplayer.
Yeah.
But I wanted more of this, like the story and more like things to do in the actual single.
It was a great map.
Campaign. Yeah,
Great map.
yeah.
Great.
I just love driving around because it reminded me, of course, of driving around in California.
Yeah.
So I really liked 5.
There was an IGN article the other day that said we list to the 10 best GTA protagonists, which is just very indicative of IGN. There hasn't
Isn't that
even
all of them?
been 10 GTA protagonists.
I mean, there were 3 and 5, and then there was 1 in every other one.
They had to
Yeah.
stay late at the office to make that list. It's just the list.
Yeah.
It just
Just
moves.
print out your fucking Yeah, no, my favorite map though was the original San Andreas because it had like the San Francisco vibe. You had the Vegas vibe.
Yeah.
Like that was my favorite map.
Have you ever seen the pictures, like the zoom out pictures of the actual map in the engine and how actually tiny San Andreas is?
Yeah.
It's just that the way that they designed it made it seem way bigger because there was you could never look from like one corner of the map all the way to the other side of the map.
Yeah.
So they like had an illusion that it was this huge city because it was a PlayStation 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's PlayStation 2 hardware.
Yeah.
So they had to use a lot of tricks, but it was really pretty genius how they made the San Andreas city in that game.
In the first the San
Yeah,
Andreas,
the one where you're CJ. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Did you see the new Inside Out trailer? Inside Out 2?
It's I saw that where new emotions show up.
Just anxiety.
Yeah, or anxiety shows up, but then there's all these new ones.
They need,
I thought it was going to be puberty. I thought it was going to be like everything was going to go crazy because the little girl's going through puberty.
they need to bring the beast, the intrusive voice,
Yeah.
where the little girl in the Pixar movie is like, I don't know, kill your parents, burn the house down. Why not? I have a bad voices. Then they have to go to therapy.
Yeah.
So I had an Uncle Scott, big old boy from Georgia. And he had a handlebar mustache, red hair, real thick accent. Boy, I tell you what. Every year at Thanksgiving, he'd get up, and when he'd get up from the table, he'd go like this.
Making all the noise, the get up noises. Yeah.
His whole, you can hear his whole gastric system working its way up from like his balls.
Disgusting. Yeah.
That's what the noise your dick is going to make when you're old when you try to get an erection. You see a hot girl and your dick is like, ooh, feel something moving around. I was talking to some lesbian friends of mine about taking breaks during sex because you get tired. And they both gave me this blank look. And I was like, lesbians do equal amounts of work. They don't get tired because they don't make somebody do everything for them. That's what scissor banging is all about. Nobody gets they're already lying down. Both of them.
Low calorie burning.
Yeah.
It's
They were like, breaks during sex, tired. What are you talking about? I was like, oh, I guess that's just dudes. The people doing the work.
The ones who are having to generate the motion of the ocean.
Did you ever go to David's Grocery on South First in Old Torf?
No.
There's a little convenience store on the corner. The Chinese guy worked in there, and there was a poster on the door of a man in a Bob Marley t-shirt. It said, "This man is thief. He stole from me. A report if see." And the guy behind the counter was an old Japanese guy, and you could get him going if you went in there. You're like, "What's up with the Bob Marley shirt guy?" And he's like, "He's a thief. I have the shirt here. You want to buy?" He stole the guy's shirt
Still
off him.
plugging
He's
his
running
shit.
out the
Yeah.
door. He grabbed
Really?
his, like a hockey game. That dude was pissed. That's David. He's a Bob Marley thief. He's a reggae steel man.
That's great.
We went to Via 13, whatever.
Via
Pizza.
313.
Yeah.
That's a good spot.
You been there?
That's probably the one pizza spot I've been to the most out here.
It's
I
kind
would
of
say.
East Coast, right?
It's supposed to be
Detroit.
Detroit style.
They have punk music.
Which one did you go to? East Fifth
Oak
or
Hill.
Sixth? Oh, Oak Hill.
Yeah.
Okay. Been to the one on by the campus, and then the
I think
one.
that one by campus was the original one, or it started out as a truck, I think.
Oh, okay.
And they opened a couple brick and mortars. They're another one though. They got bought out by like venture capital,
okay.
and then like all the workers were like, "Oh my god, this is like." I guess they came in and made a bunch of changes or whatever. But it's so expensive.
It is. It is.
It's expensive pizza. And, over here, right by me, we've got Jets Pizza, which is also Detroit style pizza. I'm like, anytime I want Via 313, I'm like, or I could just pay $21 and get Jets over here.
Is that the one next to the Dairy Queen?
No, that's Conan's.
Conan's, okay.
Yeah, Conan's is like an Austin institution. It's one of like our very few pizza places that's still around from back in the day.
Okay.
Conan's is pretty good too.
I did like DoorDash from there, and it looked like it was a good spot. So
They got those wooden boots you can write on the Sharpie. They don't care. You
classic.
can carve in it.
I think Josh, you've done stand up.
Yeah.
You've done comedy
At the one here on Stanley.
Conan's. Yeah.
Very awkward.
really, yeah.
Nobody there but old people eating, and they don't want to hear about
Right.
fat girls' smelly pussy stuff.
Yeah.
Now that's there's only one Conan's, or there's multiple.
I don't know. Is there more than one?
There's plenty. Yeah,
I just
there's
know the
a
one.
campus
Yeah,
one.
by the Dairy Queen over
Dairy
here.
Queen.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
one on campus. There's one up north. Via 313 down here was, I thought it was kind of East Coasty because they had like black painted everything.
Mm-hmm.
There was even like a chain link fence behind the host stand.
Oh shit!
I was like, you guys are trying to be punk something.
Really hard, right?
Detroit,
there,
I guess, yeah, some kind of.
But see, everyone I
Gritty.
talk to that I know from Detroit says that they don't even have their own style of pizza. So I think it's just
No.
it's all.
It's square. It's like
Yeah.
Jets. It's good.
Yeah, it's like Little Caesars was what they said. I
Yeah,
mean, that's where it's
yeah,
from.
that's
It's
where
from
it's from.
Detroit.
Yeah,
And
Little
that's the first time anybody had whatever they called this Detroit style pizza.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing honey with some kind of weird
Goat cheese
prosciutto
or whatever,
and some
yeah,
weird
yeah.
cheese or burrata,
Yeah.
and calling it something different. Everybody's calling it a weird landmark of like they made it up.
Yeah.
Like the Pine House calls it the armadillo.
Mm-hmm.
Via 313 calls it some bridge or something, and I'm like, it's ham and cheese. It's honey.
Yeah.
Just call it ham and cheese and honey.
It's offensive if you call it what it really is. So you got to come up with fancy names
Yeah.
like armadillo.
So you can feel cool walking
Was
in
it-
there.
so
I
was-
want the Stewart.
Yeah, yeah.
But there was,
It's like Starbucks lingo and shit.
there was good pizza where y'all grew up, right? Like Virginia, D.C. area.
Yeah, a lot of good spots. My
Yeah.
favorite was called a Paisanos. It was old Italian family. We might have talked about this
Yeah.
before,
Got to
but
be
Yeah,
dark
it's a
with a
place that
mean
you gotta
old
go
man.
back. Yeah.
sticky tables, sticky wooden tables.
Yeah.
Yeah, good pizza and wings.
We got canceled from YouTube twice by what we're calling ginks. It's AI people that the computer that filters through and finds the word retard and turns your show off.
Oh,
No, it
shit.
started as
Oh,
that
Gink.
gink was my insult for
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
So it's like a
aloha.
insult that whatever you are, it's the worst thing I could call you.
Okay. So,
It's the aloha of offensiveness.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
aloha
Use
of
it for
offensiveness.
hello, goodbye.
But then,
yeah.
but then in that same episode where we were talking about it, we were talking about all like the warnings that we've been getting from YouTube. So that the name of that episode was canceled by Ginks.
Yeah,
And so that's what we were calling like the YouTube algorithm.
but yeah, dumb ladies, we call them ginks. Everybody.
fuck the ginks.
Yeah.
But I need there was an AI bot that filtered through stuff. So if it can do that, it should be able to filter through Pornhub and keep me from seeing trans dicks.
Yeah.
It's not hard. The only loophole is that there are hot girls with fake dildos that look like real dicks. So the
it has
gink,
to learn, yeah.
the gink would have a hard time detecting the difference
The authenticity
between a
of
real
penis.
hot OnlyFans bitch with a fake. It's the suction cup. There has
Yeah.
to be a suction cup.
Yeah.
You can find that, ginks. Come on, quit making me look at dudes' dicks.
Yeah, I know. That's like all the dating apps, dude. Like there's just give me an
Yeah.
option. Say I don't want to match with trans.
No,
like, I
you're
don't want
back.
trans women in my,
No, you're a
In my
Nazi.
stack,
That's
you
not.
know?
You're a Nazi
Yeah.
now.
and they won't do it. Like
No,
they have come out like Tinder, Bumble, all of them have come out refusing to make that an option to where you can't.
Oh.
And the funny thing is, you might swipe on one,
Do the super
'Cause you
swipe.
can't
Yeah,
tell.
Yeah.
you always match with them. They always swipe back.
Yeah.
I've never seen one where it's like, because then we got a match and you look at it, you're like,
Ah, fuck.
Okay,
listen,
unmatched or
if you
whatever.
don't suck that guy's dick, then you're
Yeah.
Colonel Vogels, and you have to move to Argentina now and hide from the Jews. 'Cause
so
you did Hitler.
before COVID, I was on Bumble
Okay.
and then I uninstalled it and and just recently I reinstalled it And man, it's crazy going back and looking and seeing the frogs that are still in the boiling pot, because like almost every girl on there has her pronouns. There's all these pop-ups of like your astrological sign, and it's all astrology. There's constant pop-ups about with like therapy speak. We want everyone to feel safe and blah blah trauma and all that. I'm just like, man, this really is a chick app. And sure enough, their stock price is cratered, and their CEO just quit. Just had to resign.
You don't get to feel safe outside of your house. There's fucking bears. The earth is fucked up.
Well, that's the best reply to that I've always seen is that you have the right to be safe. You don't have the right to feel safe. We can't make sure that you feel safe at all times, but we have society has the obligation to try and make sure that you are safe at all times, right?
It's like a seatbelt. Like,
right.
Mosquitoes don't care if I have the right to be safe.
Yeah, I
They'll
know.
fuck me up and
I don't
give me a
want
disease.
Yeah, and just give me malaria.
They're still sucking and living their life.
They're the new thoughts. The new OnlyFans thoughts. Just sucking and living life.
That's the bio right there.
Which is also someone who you tend to match with whenever you just swipe on everything is the ones who are trying to get you to subscribe to their OnlyFans.
It's all business plugs. Everything is,
Yeah.
Did you ever make a secret dish when you
I'm
worked
trying. My manager does, so I work at Buffalo Wild Wings,
Yeah.
and he does like, puts like 3 different dry rubs. He does like the buffalo dry rub, chipotle, desert heat, mixed in with like a bourbon barbecue. And I'm like, how do I get, he's like, you just got to be cool with the cooks. So
nice.
I'm working on it. I want to get he breads the wings too, which you're not supposed to do. So I want to get some breaded wings at some point.
How many BBW jokes have you made at the BWW?
Oh, I haven't made any BWW jokes, but I've made some BWW jokes.
If you have enough BWW, you turn into a BBW. And you get that
Those
BBC.
BBWs at the BWW.
Well, if I come back as a big black, well, that's BBW. Well, then I can be on your episode. It's the lesbian chick.
2 lesbians in a BBC.
The new gross out video. 2 girls, 1 dude.
Oh man.
So Halloween just came and went, and
Flew by.
my favorite Austin Halloween story. We were at the Ned Kelly's, whatever the Irish place is, Bull McCabe's across from Stubbs. This is before you hung out with us, but the moral of the story includes you. We were sitting at this Irish pub across from Stubbs. They were having a thrash kids emo screamo show there. All the kids with the Final Fantasy hair.
Yeah.
It was Thrice and Thursday, and they kept coming out. It was October 30th, and we were like, "Hey," we were all drunk in the window of this bar across the street. We were like, "Nice costume, nice costume." To all these guys,
Wasn't custom.
they put on a nice costume. They had it already. They wanted to look like Kingdom Hearts for this thrash show.
Yeah.
And so this girl walks by, and she's wearing your standard 2005 ballet shoes, tight jeans, the stripy tank top, big titties, bob haircut, brunette. You remember there was a million of those.
Yeah,
that then. The Strokes fan
before
girl.
the yoga pants. Yeah, yeah.
So we said nice costume, and she was like, "It's not a costume." And we were like, "All right, bro, your boyfriend, nice costume too." And they came in the bar we were at, and she was like 2 tables over, just yelling at her boyfriend. "You kicked their ass. It's my fucking birthday. They said nice costume." And he was like, "I think we should see other people." He fucking broke up with her.
On her birthday.
He was trying to get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And then this other girl came that we knew and sat down with us. She's like, "Do you guys get in a lot of fights?" And we were like, "No, not really. Usually the cops come sometimes." And she looked around. She's like, "Yeah, you're all 6'3", 200-something pounds. There's 5 of y'all.
Yeah.
Of course, nothing fucking happens."
Yeah.
Just mouth off all you want.
You're good.
Well, I don't know what all these fights are about. I never see anything happens to me.
Yeah, now that you tell the story again, I definitely remember. I remember a friend of ours saying, "This one time we did this."
He
know?
was the one saying nice costume to everybody, not me.
We-
But you're a large gentleman.
Yeah.
How do we end up in our own weight class? I don't hang out with any baby boys.
I know, like it's all my short friends are just the comics that I've met.
Yeah, they're
'Cause
insecure,
there's not
in
a lot of-
Napoleon syndrome.
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
on the aggro.
Look at me, listen to me, yeah. But now, yeah, like my closest friends back home, most of them 6'2", 6'3", and 6'4". Like we're all just
Yeah.
fucking towers, you know.
How does that happen?
I don't
That's
know.
the broship.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the Twin Towers,
Exactly.
the Brotherhood of the Twin Towers.
There you go. We get that tat. We got to get the tats.
But you notice nothing really ever happens.
no, it's
Nobody steps.
walk through a crowd. It's like everybody parts. It's
Yeah.
like there's like five of us walking. No
Yeah.
one's gonna
Those
stop.
guys are having a great night. Every time
Yeah.
they order a drink, the bartender sees them,
Yeah.
brings them their stuff.
So funny story in New Orleans. Our friends were all tall. We were at this bar. Y'all remember the show Bad Girls Club? Shitty show that was on like MTV or VH1.
No,
Yeah.
I never watched every episode of that Bad Girls Club show. A friend of mine told me all about
all
it.
about it. So we were in New Orleans while they were filming that one, and we ended up talking to some of the chicks that were there, and one of them wanted me to buy. I was going to buy a drink for one. My friend was going to buy a drink. Packed out bar. We both trucked through the bar to get to the fight. We just pushed through everybody, and then my friend tries to get the bartender's attention. She's like, "Wait." I'm getting him a drink. And he's like, who the fuck? I thought I got here first. And she points to me at the other end of the bar. It's just funny how we just both just truck through everybody trying to get these bitches drinks. I shouldn't say, well, I said bitches. It is what it is. That's what it's the Bad Girls Club, right?
They like it.
Yeah.
That's all
We
right.
got kicked out of the bar later that night, though.
Nice.
So it happened.
Yeah, we're not. I don't think the gangs are looking for the word bitches. They're too busy looking for all the retard Jew, Chinese,
Yeah.
midget, retard.
Maybe by 2030. yeah.
They'll
Yeah,
find you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, Marty. The gangs. They found me.
Yeah, it's a word of advice. Don't make a YouTube video with the title "Get Mad and Do Hitler Stuff."
Yeah,
That one got us. That one got us like a 2 week, and we were trying to do a live stream, and it so 3 days before our live stream that we were going to do on YouTube, it was like, oh, you can't live stream for 2 weeks, so we had to switch over to Twitch.
I was
for
making
that.
fun of all the Christians burning books and putting razor wire on the border and putting people on buses. I was
Yeah,
like,
is
that's
that
all
every
Hitler
time-
shit.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
time
that's
white
right.
people get mad about something, they get mad and do Hitler shit. They burn
Yeah.
books. They
Ban
do,
records.
Yeah,
That's
they,
just like the rage comes out and you
Yeah.
just gotta go to it.
They get anti-Semitic. That happened.
yeah,
They put people in.
put people on buses,
Put babies
and,
in cages.
Yeah, cages. Yeah, just crazy stuff.
Look, if you don't want me to say it, stop doing it.
Yeah,
There you go.
It just keeps happening. Did you ever go to party at colleges up and down the mountains in Virginia?
Not Virginia, more so Maryland, West
Yeah.
Virginia.
A lot of 'em-
Morgantown,
Up in there, West Virginia.
West Virginia, Morgantown,
Get a
Shepherd
lot of
University.
trouble over there.
A lot of trouble.
We have to
out
keep our eye on you.
there.
We watch Killers of the Flower Moon and we can't stop saying, "Oh, what? Keep my eye."
That is such a redneck thing. That's
Yeah.
a classic one.
You
keep
a
my eye on you,
troublemaker.
boy.
You're a
Yeah.
troublemaker. So we went to this party at Radford, and my buddy had a sunroom, and there's a band playing in the sunroom, and they were playing porno music. By that I mean they're watching a porn on mute and playing punk and rock to the beat of the thrusting of the fucking.
Oh,
They were letting the visuals be the metronome of
wow,
the music.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's some
yeah.
art school shit.
Yeah.
So we went inside and sat down and started watching one of the other porno tapes until people started showing up and it got awkward. There were too many, we can't just have porn on in the house.
Yeah.
But while we were watching it, before everybody showed up, one of the roommates showed up from the mountains. He'd been snowboarding. He broke his leg and he had some pain pills. And he was like, I can't have these. Can you take these? And we'd already been drinking. So we were like, yeah. And we both took 2. And he was like, I didn't mean to take 2 right now. I just meant, can you keep these away from me? And we were like, Zazzle? Bozazzle. So we found on this porn a really bad queef. Like this, you know how the porn used to have only the worst angle? Just the
Yeah.
dude's asshole?
Yeah.
And he pulled out and it just... It was like an angry horse, an exasperated
Yeah.
horse.
After Preakness or
Yeah.
some shit like
and
that.
he had
yeah.
a really good VCR. It had slow-mo and pause. So we back it up before the queef. We hit pause and we hit input and just put TV on. And then everybody shows up. And we keep drinking and having pain pills. And everybody's watching the porno band in the next room. And any time anybody came down and sat on the couch by us, we were like, check this out.
Yeah.
And hit
Just have it
input
ready
and
to
hit
go.
play.
Yeah.
And it's a slow-mo. Like, what are y'all doing in this party? Why
it's
are
like
you doing
flap, 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 flap.
It's a low opening.
Yeah.
For the Marvels.
Call back.
I think that's going to be the name of the episode.
Did you ever fuck with the Anarchist Cookbook when you were little? Remember that thing?
No, I did not.
Oh shit, yeah. So, I had a friend who got a copy of it, and he printed it out and put it in a little notebook, and then we took it to church camp with us. and
Distributed
we
it.
just passed it around. Everybody wanted to read it. So the anarchist, it's like, here's how you make a bomb, and here's how you
Noose,
pick
tie
a
a
lock,
noose.
and here's how just all the kind of
Illegal
antisocial
knowledge.
shit that you could. Here's how you steal someone's identity, or fake your own death.
Like that and truly tasteless jokes. Was
Yeah.
your dad had this bad book that you had to steal your big brother and had
Yeah.
to show everybody. So we made a pipe bomb
Okay.
in Virginia, and we just packed match heads into a steel pipe that we found at a construction site with screw-on caps,
Yeah.
and we just sit around watching skate videos with a broom handle smashing. I cut off the match heads, and my buddy would smash them all into this pipe, and he drilled a hole in the side and put a string in there like a wick and put it in wax and everything. He did whatever the anarchist cookbook said.
Yeah.
And then we had to figure out where to blow it off, and we went to the middle of the woods and found a bathtub, like a clawfoot bathtub. We're like, that's safe, so we put it in there. We lit it, and then we ran away. We were 15, 16. Like, we just been able to drive. These are just non-pussy getting things that you can do when you can drive and you haven't got pussy yet. We just go
destroy
skateboarding
shit.
and do graffiti, and it's like, where are y'all? What are y'all doing out all night? We're just trying to get the cops to come where we're at.
You used to fuck with people. I get that.
So we put the pipe bomb in the tub, lit it, ran off towards the car, across this field, nothing happens. And we're just watching. And there's a little bit of smoke coming out of the top of the tub. So we start just creeping back and forth, just back towards the bathtub. And we get like 20 feet from the bathtub. Boom! And the two caps came off the edge of the pipe that it was in. The pipe turned all the way back inside out and became a pipe again. And the sides of the bathtub were like metal circle of fingers inside out anus.
Yeah.
On both sides, the caps flew out like a bullet.
Wow.
Could have fucked us up.
Yeah, if y'all got any closer, that.
So I was like, that's cool. We made a pipe bomb. We're done. And my buddy was like, nah, man, we didn't do it right. We got to try again. And I was like, I didn't know. I don't want to be in the pipe bomb business.
They know this was trial and error.
I'm just trying to get canceled by AI. I'm talking about anarchist pipe bombs. So he made another one. He brought it with me to youth group, to church. And put it in the woods behind the shed. And it blew up wrong, again, into the shed. Napalm down on, there was a plastic tarp over the gas for the lawnmower. So we just ran back and forth to the kitchen to get water and pour it in this window until the youth group leader was like, what are you doing? And we were like, you need to open the shed door. There's smoke everywhere. And then he got the hose. It was like, we got as much water as you could as a kid without getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Just kept taking pictures to the kitchen.
Yeah.
I think every kid has done that. Like, you accidentally set something on fire and you panic and you just you get a cup of water, you go fill it up, you go pour it on and go get another cup of water. Yeah.
It's like in the Little Rascals when they pass the bucket down, and then by the time it gets, it's just
gone.
like a little,
It's empty.
Yeah. There's a device for this that adults can use that works way better. So, of course, the rumor was that I blew up the church. My buddy did it. I got grounded. His parents didn't give a fuck.
There's always that one friend where you can do whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you could swear in the house.
Yeah.
They didn't go to the church. He just came with me as group to meet girls.
Yeah.
So they heard the story and they're like, whoa. His nickname was Zepp because his parents went to see Led Zeppelin the day he was born.
Oh, God.
So they were cool.
Yeah.
But then the third pipe bomb he made, his family moved to Delaware. So I had to go take the bus from Union Station to Wilmington and get off. And he'd pick me up and we'd go up to where he lived in Hockessin. He's making a third pipe bomb. I'm like, it has never gone well once.
Almost at master level at this point.
Like, we don't have the first one was fine.
Yeah.
We didn't get hurt. It was in the
Fucked up
woods.
the bathtub, yeah.
Yeah. The second one got worse. We should retire as champion of pipe bomb.
Go out on top. Yeah.
No, he wants to make another one. But he's moved into a new house with his family. His dad got hired by Sbarro, so they moved to Delaware. And he doesn't have his broom handle anymore, so he's trying to pack the last match heads into this pipe, and he gets a hammer, which is the same circumference. But it sparked off the inside. It's a claw hammer. Sparked off the inside of the pipe, ignited all the match heads. I'm upstairs looking at his dad's records because he was a cool guy. He's Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
He always vintage records. And I just hear in the basement, Josh! I went downstairs, and his hand is looks like Freddy Krueger. Just blew off all the match heads while he was packing them. And I was like, let's go to the hospital. And he's like, no, we don't have insurance. My parents are going to fucking kill me. And he wrapped a wet rag around it. And I was like, well, what do you want to do? And he was like, we already bought tickets for Black Sheep, the Tommy Boy sequel with Chris Farley. And he was so cheap, he was like, we got to go to the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, your hand is bad.
Damn.
So the whole movie, he's sitting there with a wet rag on this raw hand, and I'm cracking up at Chris Farley. Every time I look over at him, he's like,
Yeah. Just suffering, but
he's like, I got a bowl of chocolate pudding in my pants, and I'm like, ah. And he's like, ah. So that was the end of no more pipe bombs after that.
That's when you could like really maim your body back in those days, and
Yeah,
it's just you gotta,
napalm.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally, and just put some dirt on it. Go to the movies.
Napalm makes a cool noise.
Mm.
If you drip it off of a swing, if you burn a friend of mine told me, if you burn a GI Joe on a swing at a playground, it drips burning plastic and it sounds like a lightsaber.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
But if you get your hand under there, it's a burning blister
Oh,
forever.
I bet.
It's
Yeah.
just in your hand now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we did to the Vietnamese. Isn't that nice?
Turn 'em
Did you ever hook up with a Middle Eastern girl?
I
Get some,
dated well, she was like half.
You get
like
some
she was
clam
a-
chowdery?
Yeah.
Chowdery? Clam
That's funny.
chowdery?
That's funny. I used to always say like, because she's Irani and not Jewish, because that would be pretty interesting. I mean, she-
That's some Romeo and Juliet
Yeah,
shit.
It's from the
Well,
river
I
to
was-
the sea.
say like her baby's either gonna be like the world's most infamous terrorist
Yeah.
or the one that unites
Brings
the world
everybody back together. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I dated an Indian chick.
So, did she give you this?
Yeah, head game crazy. I'll
Hey,
tell you.
listen.
Yeah.
Hey.
My dick felt like it was like a manual shift, the way it was just moving. You know, it was just,
It's good that you can't drive good.
yeah,
Now,
right.
for this one reason only. Do you ever get told here there's speakers, inspirational speakers, with self-help people? They say you have to remove negativity from your life.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And no one would ever date any girl ever. Like
Yeah.
they
Right.
communicate
That's the negative
by complaining. That's like the default.
default. So you can't even change it. It's-
Why you gotta be so negative? That's what I say to my bank balance. Why you gotta be so negative all the time?
Yeah, I know that feeling. My card gets declined now, and it's like, I don't even give a fuck at this point. It's just like whatever. Like I close out a $4 tab because I when I carried the ones in my head, I was like, I got $4, and then the bartender's looking at me like, you don't got your life together. I was like, no, fuck.
Oh.
But I work in a restaurant, so everything is cash. I got to get like a bank account out here. 'cause
Yeah.
my bank account's still in the East Coast, so it's like I don't care. You know, I have money. I'm still broke, but it's
Yeah,
just
now
like,
in the East Coast in the 90s, if you got denied in your card, it was like
yeah,
embarrassing.
Exactly.
Now everybody's like, yeah, it's 2023.
Exactly.
Fucking orange juice is how much it was in
Yeah.
Alaska 5 years
$5,
ago.
Yeah.
$17.
Yeah.
It's not even real orange.
Of
Yeah.
course, my bank is empty.
Yeah, Josh borderline dined and dashed at Alamo Draft House whenever we went and saw Killers
I
of the
ran
Flower
out on
Moon.
them.
He brought a 20 and his bill was like $21.49, so we just got up with like 7 minutes left in the
I know, I
movie and
gotta find
left.
that guy.
Oh, shit.
I got his name.
He missed the whole ending.
I gotta find
Yeah.
that guy and give him $5. They
Yeah.
add 18% there.
Oh, automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
Damn,
I
I wish
paid
we did
15%.
Yeah.
Still better than nothing.
No, we were watching Killers of the Flower Moon, and there's this old Jewish guy trying to get all the money. And I've started to identify with it. I'm an eighth Jewish. And I was like, that's my grandpa. And I got a bottomless soda, and he never brought me a refill. Because
Oh,
now at the Alamo, you're supposed to hit a button when you want something.
they never showed up.
I don't want to hit a button. It's bottomless. That's
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah.
What is it called? Bring me. You see that it's empty. You're running back and forth in front of me.
Have
Bring
some
me
awareness.
some Coke.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, you get free refills. They grab it.
They see it. They
That's how
grab
you
it.
get a good tip.
Exactly.
You get the
Recognize-
refills. It's
Should
on
know it's
top
like
of
a
it.
quarter empty.
Yeah.
Get it ready. Like, yeah.
You don't want to hear the.
yeah.
This guy got a negative tip.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started to get real Jewish. I was like, I was told it was a bottomless soda, and they already added 18% to my bill,
Yeah.
and they never brought me one refill, and my pretzel didn't have enough mustard.
All right, that's our hour. So yeah, thanks for hanging out,
Always. Yeah. No, this
Anthony,
was
and
fun.
you can see Anthony doing again. He's doing his stuff all over town.
Yeah, I don't know when this will air, but I got a couple shows coming up. Shameless plugs, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead and give them out, and maybe they'll be up before this will be out before your shows.
Well, this Friday, I don't think that was going to be out. Doing a charity event for the homeless. Which
Okay.
It's the first time I've seen comics do anything nice for homeless people
Yeah.
since moving out here.
Because we're all $200 away from being
exactly. We're right there.
homeless. You
with
should
it.
be nice to them. You're going to see them
Yeah,
soon.
exactly. Yeah, just warming up to my new neighbors. Pre-housewarming.
You're lubing it up.
Yeah, exactly. And then on the 29th of November, doing the show produced by Robert Tabbitt. He's a good dude, but I don't remember the name of the venue. So this failed. And
Send
then,
it to me. I'll put it on YouTube.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
just give your social handles and people can
Yes.
look that up.
A Night of Comedy on Instagram. That's spelled Night with a K. A Night of Comedy.
All underscores.
All under, yeah. But you can type it without the underscores because I know those can be a pain in the ass.
There's
So,
a lot of other Anthony Knight comedians.
There's a really.
There
there's
can
so-
be only
there's
one.
a-
We have to kill them
Hey, let's do it.
to find them.
Let's-
Let's Highlander them.
I'll
You have to
the
be Jet
driver.
Li. You have to
Yeah.
be the one. Yeah.
The one, yes. Do that. But yeah, A Night of Comedy, and I always appreciate you guys. It's always fun being here.
No,
Yeah.
thanks for coming and doing a regular episode with us.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Now we're going to the Patreon.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck.
Now we're going to record a special episode.
Yes. let's
It's
do it.
going to be about don't do drugs. Okay. Bye.